Welcome to episode number 35 of the Off the Field podcast. You're not Mobo.
Yeah, I am. I have the shorts and everything, too.
No. Mobo is 30,000 feet in the sky right now on his way back from Monaco. So Cap is joining me as a guest host. Yeah, so I talked with Mobo. We were like, yo, do you want to come back and do it right away? Or are you going to be really jet lagged? And he was like, I could, but I'll be tired. And I was like, yeah.
Can't blame him.
I was like, I'll start asking. And so we had Gabe the first time Mobo was gone. And now we got Cap. He was also on the voting. I think you came in second on Instagram, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. It was pretty close with first and second place, but you could tell.
Yeah, I was a little worried because we weren't doing like an interview you episode because we've done that twice already. And I was like, all right, how are we gonna do this episode? And I think we got something good for you guys. I think
100%.
It'll be solid. Around the horn, that's what we'll start with. It's our sports news segment of our show here off the field. Shohei cleared out his locker. Yeah. Had me kind of worried at first. I was like, why? And then I'm like, okay, maybe it's not for the reasons I'm thinking. He's getting the surgery.
Oh, is he now?
I think so.
It's confirmed?
Isn't that what they said?
No, I thought it was like an oblique thing.
Well, yeah, his oblique, his elbow. The fella's falling apart by the seams.
Oh,
so
looking like Cowboy Jeff.
Yeah, literally.
Love
he needs a gold bond knee brace. And so, yeah, he cleared out his locker. They announced he's out for the rest of the season. So what's the point of having stuff in your locker? But he is still in the dugout. Okay, he hasn't left us completely.
He's staying. He's hopefully staying at least to the last game of the season. Hopefully.
He's not traveling with the team, though. They did announce that.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Whatever. We only have one more road series of the year. It's against Tampa and Minnesota, I think. Yeah. Whatever. We're eliminated from contention anyways. So what does it matter?
Are we?
Show. Yeah, we are. Like
Not even wild card?
everything. Like 2 days ago. I think the second loss to the Tigers, they officially were like, they've been eliminated.
That's fun.
We weren't the first, though.
That's true. Kansas City, though. Bobby Wood Jr.
KC, Colorado, Oakland.
But KC was the first AL team.
Yeah, I think they all went before us.
Bobby Wood Jr. will get him next year.
Anthony Musevich of the Yankees. This happened like hours before I hit record on everything.
I thought it was like a couple days ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was days ago.
Oh, okay.
In Pittsburgh for Roberto Clemente on like Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh, that's when it happened? I don't know.
It was that series.
Anyways,
He's a Yankees player.
fella took a comebacker off the head, and I thought it was edited because it went all the way to right field.
That thing flew.
Yeah, what is his head made out of?
Titanium.
Probably. Usually you see those, and they like end up somewhere in the infield. The thing cleared the second baseman.
Yeah, it was like an easy single to right.
Yeah, dude, that was the farthest I've seen a ball ricochet off a human body part.
100%. Yeah, you usually see them go to the backstop or somewhere to an infielder, but that thing cleared.
Yeah, so that must have really hurt. But I've heard he's okay. So
yeah, hope you're feeling better.
the Seahawks, my Seahawks, picked up the dub against the Lions, and I love my team, bro. The Lions, after they beat the Chiefs, they're like, oh, we're going to be the villains of the NFL. So they did this thing where they said they're going to wear blue ski mask every home game before the game. And so they're like, yeah, we're the villains. Everybody's counting us out. Seahawks beat them. Then our rookie takes a blue ski mask post-game in the locker room, and he's in the locker room wearing it like, and I'm like, that's my team. That's my team.
What a way to taunt.
Yeah, hey, they deserve it. They beat them. Beat the villains.
I mean, weren't they 8-9 last year though? From like previous
but
years,
they went on like a
well.
huge winning streak towards the end of the season. And then the Broncos couldn't complete this, but a crazy ending, Hail Mary tipped twice and then caught by the Broncos to give them a chance to tie the game and take it to overtime. They needed the 2-point conversion after the Hail Mary. They did not get it. And it was a questionable PI call. The Commanders' defender was like all over his back. So they didn't call it, though. Can't do anything about it.
It was a nice catch. It's kind of like Rajai Davis' home run. Like, it didn't complete the comeback, but it was still a nice
moment.
Catch.
Yeah. And then now, in the world of baseball, the Rays have announced officially they will be getting a new stadium.
I heard about that.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
No.
But they did say it's official. It's going to happen by the year 2028. So
I thought it was just a proposal for it, but if things are like
everything I
legit,
see says official. It says like official, like it's gonna be in action.
So all those stuff about Montreal splitting with Tampa like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Died.
I guess so.
That's good. They deserve a new stadium. No more catwalk home runs.
Rays set to announce deal for new downtown St. Petersburg Stadium.
Okay, so
that's by MLB.com.
Not yet, but almost.
Rays to announce new agreement ballpark. For 3 hours ago by MLB.
So that's good. New stadium. Yeah. People have been saying it's the worst stadium in baseball.
Pretty much the first official steps.
That's good.
So it's gonna happen, and it had me worried because my first thought went to Texas. Like Texas, I feel like they put up the new stadium like fast. And I was like, no, do I have to go to Tampa in the last 2 weeks of the season if I'm going to see the old stadium? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, hopefully not. Hopefully I can go next season. Because whenever stadiums are announced that they're going, I'm like, well, I got to go. I got to see it before it's gone. And that's what I did with Old Texas, even though it's still standing.
No, yeah, it is still standing. Yeah, no demolition yet.
They just use it for other big events, concerts, high school football games.
Weddings.
Yeah, maybe.
Graduations,
probably. Yeah, probably. And then, so it's going to be around for a few more years. So I got plenty of time to go see it. And I know Fireball wants to see it. Fireball was thinking about seeing it this year. I don't think he went, unless he kept it very tight-knit until nobody.
And didn't tell us at all.
Yeah.
I think that you said the Angels were going to be there, so.
That's when he wanted to go, I think. But, yeah.
You could catch it now,
probably. Oh, well, yeah, they're literally about to go there. Yeah. Then all these other ones, none of these are official, but I want to ask you, if any of them were to become official, which one would you like to see? I sent you all the photos of all the concepts that have been announced like over the years in recent time. The Angels were going through a bit of a stadium. What are we going to do? Are we going to keep this one, renovate it? Are we going to build around it? And they agreed to be here in that stadium for, I think, until
an extension. It was a lease extension.
Yeah, and the rendering that came out was like this whole Angels downtown.
Yeah.
Kind of like Atlanta. And Atlanta was amazing. Like, it really is just like it's a city for the Braves. And I loved it. So now that I've done that, and now that I know we announced that years ago, I really wish that would come true one day.
I wish, but I think everything got scrapped there because the
Artie Moreno sucks.
Not only that, but the mayor shut it down, and I think some risky business with that mayor. But the one rendering that I do hope comes true is Oakland,
the one in Vegas.
Yeah, you know why?
MGM in the background.
Yeah.
And that one looks cool.
Yeah.
And then the Royals also released a rendering.
Oh yeah, Bobby Witt Jr. Literally the face of the Royals up there. That'd be beautiful.
The one shot I found that I remember seeing from when they first announced it doesn't look too impressive to me, honestly. And then these ones are for possible expansion teams. Orlando, the owner of the Magic, was like, oh, Orlando Dreamers baseball team. The stadium looks sick. Like that whole glass tunnel of nature on the way to the stadium looks amazing. Portland's also looked pretty cool. They literally have a gondola on the third deck that would take you from right field to left field, which I'm sure you'd have to wait in like a 30-minute line.
Probably.
When you could totally walk there.
Walk there in less time, yeah.
But so for me, if any of these were to become reality, just in bias, it'd be the Angels. Because after seeing how cool the Braves stadium and Braves City or the battery around it is, I would love to see that for the Angels.
Yeah, it would be beautiful, yeah.
So
I agree.
The one you want to come to life is the A's rendering.
The A's and the Royals.
A's, which one more though? You got to pick one.
I'm going to say the Athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
Because it's Vegas.
Yeah. That one's not, it's not official, is it?
No, just renderings.
Yeah.
People are saying that it's not even supposed to be what it looks like.
Is the move official?
From what I heard, I do believe the owners of the Athletics purchased that lot.
Yeah.
So at least that is official, but nothing yet. I do believe I heard that Las Vegas, the people in government, I forgot the name of it, but the people in government have like approved it as of yet so far. So that's good so far. They're moving in the right track.
Out of all the potential ones, the A's Vegas rendering is the most realistic.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And speaking of expansion, what are 2 cities you would like to see expand in baseball? We'll go back and forth. You start first.
Okay, I'll start first just because I've always wanted to see it happen. MLB has already branched internationally by going to Canada, so I think one of the obvious ones is definitely Mexico City.
Okay. That was the only one I was going to be with you okay saying, because I feel like they shouldn't leave North America, because I feel like the traveling would be way too hectic.
Yeah.
And to like constantly, like you can do the Japan series, the Korea series, like the once a season kind of thing. But if you had a team like all the way in Europe and you had to do those flights with the players all the time. So, yeah, I'm fine with that because it's still part of North America. It's a quick, like, 3-hour flight down, same as a team going from West Coast to East Coast. It's actually shorter.
Exactly. And I think, from L.A. to Mexico City is like a 2-hour flight.
I think it's I've done it twice now. I think it's like 3 to 3.5 hours.
So, or it's a 2-hour time difference. That's where I got mixed up. But, 3-hour flight, that's half, to New York, if not less than half?
Literally.
So, but then again, that's from SoCal.
Yeah.
But from New York, it's obviously going to be a lot longer, but Mexico City for me.
Yeah. Okay. For me, my first one, Nashville. I think that'd be cool. The only sports team they have out there is the Titans
and the Nashville Sounds.
Oh, and the Nashville Predators. I forgot about them too. By the way, change your name.
Oh, the hockey. Oh yeah,
but I just don't pay attention to hockey. Sorry, I almost got this close to not even mentioning them because I forgot.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool to see baseball out there. It's a very historic Midwest part of the country, and they're very heavy into rock and music. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's in Cleveland. They're very heavy into music. Maybe? Yeah, something like that. And so I think you definitely have a good fan base. I think there'd be a good energy, to make the team something music related. I have no idea why the Titans are the Titans. I have no idea what that has to do with Tennessee and Nashville, but. Yeah, Nashville's my first one. And your second one?
I definitely want to be more open to the people. I feel like more, not necessarily the Midwest, but I guess mountain time area. Because I know they have Colorado, but then there's in the middle of the U.S. Sure you have Kansas, but I feel like it should be more open. But it also depends on population. I didn't really think of a second city, but I guess I feel like Nebraska wouldn't be too bad in that state. They love football. Don't get me wrong. I know
that's all they have.
Football. That's why
they got their Nebraska college team. That's all they got.
The Cornhuskers, but open it. Let's have more sports. Let's open it to something other than football.
I feel like where you're trying to go, what you're thinking. I feel like someone that's already got their foot in the ground with pro sports that is that same kind of city that you're talking about, Oklahoma City.
Okay.
They only have the Thunder.
Yeah.
So.
And Oklahoma. It's Oklahoma University, right?
Yeah.
They have college football there, too.
Oh, wait. So. No, I was thinking of Ohio. Ohio's the Buckeyes.
Yeah. But, I wanted to open it to a place that doesn't have baseball. So I thought, how about a place that should be open to it at least? It may not, hit the ground running. Yeah. But with over time, if they introduce superstars and, some actual good talent, then the people will come.
Okay. I'd like to see New Orleans. I think they definitely have a faithful crowd out there. Obviously, everyone saw that when they went through the hurricane with the Saints, and they love the Saints. I haven't seen them really put much love into the Pelicans yet. They're sort of new and haven't really given them a reason.
Give Zion some more time for sure. Just give him a lot more time.
He'll just get hurt again.
Give him a lot more time.
And they're a big party city.
Oh, yeah.
They're famous for Mardi Gras, and so I think it'd be sick to see a baseball team there. I think the energy the people of Louisiana would bring to baseball would be pretty sick. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah. Definitely a big party city with Mardi Gras too. The only thing I'm worried about is the weather and the catastrophic events. But I mean, if they made a dome,
we deal with it in Texas, Florida. They've both gone through it.
But none more than New Orleans. I feel like.
Well, I think theirs was just the most devastating. Yeah.
But if like I said, if you make a dome, then, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't let it stop you. Hurricanes are going to happen. You can't stop a hurricane.
Right. But you can try and, do your best to prevent one.
I mean, the Saints still play there. They got a basketball team.
They do, yeah.
Complete the trio. Get a baseball team.
I think it'd be good. New Orleans would be good.
Now, I recently, as of yesterday, as we're filming, surprised one of my biggest fans at Angel Stadium. Her name is Anna Lynn. She has a condition called spina bifida, which paralyzes her from the waist down. She's in a wheelchair, and surprised her at the game. And she was how it all came together. My mom, through her work, became friends with these moms, and then found out the daughter is a fan of my videos. And then when she found out my mom's last name, she was like, "Wait a minute, that's my favorite YouTuber's last name. Do you know him?" And she's like, "No." And then we surprised her at the game. She was totally caught off guard. She actually didn't want to go to the Angel game on her birthday. She was like, "Really? An Angel game? That's what we're doing?" And then they had to like drag her out of the house, and she was like, "I don't want to."
I mean, good thing she did though.
Yep.
I mean, I'm hoping she had the time of her life.
She met her favorite YouTuber. Her mom caught a foul ball on a bounce.
Okay. Well, so you still got one.
Still a foul ball. Still a foul ball. What else? She got to talk to Gabe, Andy, and Chartreuse, which were 3 of her top 5 favorites from Dodger films. So
me and Bobby Cab honorably take
the other 2 were me and Bobby.
Oh, okay.
And then and another thing that I would love to do in the future, it'd take a lot of moving parts to get this in motion, is a fundraiser for her to get a new wheelchair, because the healthcare in America pretty tough on everyone, and even when you have conditions like this, it's even tougher. And so I think it'd be cool to do a fundraiser for her to raise and get her a wheelchair, which they said she needs like a newer one because she's always growing. Mm-hmm. She's 10.
Right.
She's going to keep growing until like 21 probably.
Yeah, like most people, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that'd be cool to do one day. And then what else? I just went back to the gym for the first time since before COVID.
Wait, I hate to stop you, but
yes.
Isn't there a YouTube video that you made about that game?
Yeah, you can go watch it. It went up today as I'm filming this.
Yeah, go watch it, people.
Yeah, go watch it. She'll be mad if you don't watch it. You want to upset a 10-year-old on a video about her birthday?
I personally wouldn't.
What are you, some kind of villain? Some jerk? You don't want to be. So go watch it. It's on the main channel.
Watch it after this podcast, though.
Yeah. Now, what I was getting into, I finally am going back to the gym. I just went back today for the first time since COVID.
Wow,
and
nice.
It's not like I was totally lazy and becoming, oh, no, I don't want to work out. I was doing like small workouts at home. I'd go on a run on occasion, had softball. And then I was like, all right, I need to like get into gear, like get back fully. So yeah, just got back. And what did I do today? I did biceps, I did chest, and I played basketball for a little bit with 3 guys that I was just like, hey, you want to play 2-on-2? So need to get back into the groove. Hopefully that'll start it.
That's good. You didn't stop though. Like you could have stopped, but at least you did little things that at least like you just said, softball workouts, walking outside the neighborhood. At least you kept moving, so you didn't stop. That's good.
Yeah. And the main reason, my mom was like, you need to get away from that computer. And I'm like, well, I edit everything.
Yeah, that's your job.
Yeah. And we mentioned it earlier at the beginning of the podcast. Mobo, high in the sky right now.
Hi.
Like, as we're filming, he's literally on his flight back home. So, 30,000 feet in the air. I figured, since you are the guest host today, like I've known Sweater, DPF, the longest in the crew. When it comes to you guys, you two were friends before softball started. So I wonder if you have stories, funny stories, that Mobo may have not told. Nothing that'll piss him off, but just some funny stories that maybe the audience hasn't heard.
No, there are plenty of stories. There are some that are going to stay locked away forever.
Mm-hmm.
There are some that we can easily share, and I hope he doesn't get mad at this because this isn't really a bad story on either of us, but it's just very interesting what happened. So, we could have gotten hurt easily.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? So what happened was we were walking home from school one day because we walked home. We didn't have cars. We didn't drive. This is probably like a sophomore, junior type of thing. We were walking home, and we were just talking about something. Obviously, I forgot what it was. But we're walking, and we see this nice car. So we were walking home from school because, we were walking back then. We didn't have cars. This was probably like junior year, probably.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking home and we see this car coming. Wasn't in our direction at first, but he starts speeding and then he tries to probably drift, and he did not do a very good job at that. He started drifting and he starts coming in our direction, and the first thing.
Well, hold on. Are you jaywalking?
No.
You're on the sidewalk?
We're on the sidewalk. But actually, no, we were on the sidewalk. We were crossing from one block to another.
Oh, so you were in the
middle,
intersection?
Literally in the middle of it.
Okay.
And you hear, we just hear the tire screech, and we look and we're like, oh shit.
This is it?
This is it. And it starts turning towards our direction. And we still have yet to figure out who saved who. Like who pulled who first. What we did come to a realization though is that I did pull Mobo first,
So was that close to hitting you?
No, well, no, it was going in the direction because the way he was drifting, he turned right, which was towards us, and we're like, oh shit, he's gonna come into us. But then,
so you were almost across the street, like you would all because he's coming. He was making a right turn.
So, not at an intersection. We were walking like near some houses.
Oh, okay.
So here's one block, and then here's the other, and then we were just crossing it, and then here's the car coming in right here.
Yeah.
And he starts drifting this way. Like I said, and then he eventually turned left, and then he's like stopped, maybe 20 feet from us. The car just stopped, like drifting.
Yeah.
We still have yet to figure out who saved who. So either what we did figure out first is that I pulled Mobo first, but then he pulled me. So we don't know who saved who. So we just came up with the consensus that we saved each other.
And then as it all came back to reality, you went, dumbass.
No, the first thing that we thought to ourselves is, fuck.
Yeah.
That's just the first word that came out of us. And then the guy just sat there for like 10 seconds. He sat there in his car just silently. And me and Mobo like started walking towards him. He was like, hey, you okay?
Did he drive off?
He drove slowly though. Like,
yeah.
Like, like Javi's type of driving where you're just like, they're gathering your thoughts.
Yeah.
They're like, what just happened? They're like, all right, time to go home or wherever he was going.
Yeah.
And we just looked at each other like, what just happened?
Yeah.
So we almost died.
Okay.
At least got hurt though for sure. I at least almost got hurt.
Okay.
But, yeah, that I do remember.
You got any other
crazy.
Stories? If you don't, we can move on.
No, hold on. Let me think. It's like I know you told me to think about it, and I didn't. So that
It's
one.
alright. Sounds like Mobo.
Yeah. So let's see. We got that. I'm trying to think of any more high school stories. Well, I mean, there's this one time that I said where his car died.
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't think he'd be too mad. At least I hope not.
Which car is it? His old car?
No, it was his mom's.
Oh, his mom's car.
Yeah, his mom's car. It's technically not his car, but his mom's car.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that car, we had made plans originally to go and go to this golf place. I forgot the name of it. It was somewhere like in Anaheim or Long Beach, somewhere in OC. I forgot where. Because I came up with the plan. So it was me, him, and some other friends. We went. I think he had his license at the time. It was just him. So we all just decided, let's go with him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to drive. So we go over there. No problems whatsoever. We have fun. We were probably there for like, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Come back out and...
Left the lights on the whole time?
I don't know what it was, but it was probably something with the battery where he starts driving and he gets on the street from the parking lot. And then all of a sudden the car's not giving. The car's not giving. And we think to ourselves, that's the replay. We think to ourselves, well, why car no go? Why car no go?
Yeah.
And then he's all like, I don't think it was gas. It definitely wasn't gas, but we were just like, something's wrong with the car. Like it's not going.
Yeah.
So we were originally gonna take a left on an intersection, but we stopped maybe like 15 feet before the light.
Yeah.
And luckily there was a gas station on that same intersection, but we're on the farthest left lane.
Yeah.
So we had to push the car from the farthest left lane all the way to the right.
Jesus.
So
it's a big car too.
It's a big car. So luckily there was a good amount of us. I think there was like 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
So we were pushing and we got it up there. And then, and guess who came to the rescue?
Somebody I know?
Yeah.
Somebody I like really know, or like one of those Mobo friends that I've met like twice.
Hopefully you really know.
Softball?
Yeah.
Oh. Sweater?
No.
I mean, who else like messes with you guys and is close enough? Was it me?
No, because you would have remembered.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, is my memory going? Who's in this area? I mean, me, Sweater, Ocean View.
You give up?
Who else is in this? Jeff?
No.
Who?
My dad.
Oh.
I mean, I was kind of obvious.
Oh, I mean, I was thinking like somebody our age. Like,
No, oh, well, some our age, no. But technically, hopefully, you know.
yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Yeah. So Papa Cap came to the rescue. I called him. He's like, "Hey." I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "What's up?" I was like, "Are you busy?"
Car
Like,
no go.
Yeah. I asked him. He's like, "I didn't want to bother him." He's like, "Are you busy?" He's like, "No, not really." I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Is everything okay?" He's like, "No." I was like, "What's wrong?"
We need a jump.
Car no go. He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, the car's not working. It just stopped dead."
Mm.
And then he's all like, "Do you need help?" I was like, "Yeah, preferably."
Yeah.
So he
Bring
comes
jumper
over-
cables, please.
Yeah, jumper cables. And then him and my mom came, I think in like, 20, 30 minutes?
Mm.
Maybe less. But they came by. My dad was checking out the cars. Like, it has to be something with like the starter or something.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was, but something was wrong with it. And then the car ended up having to be towed. But
Papa Cap to the rescue.
yeah,
He tried his best.
he tried.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something that you could like. It wasn't like a
It
temporary.
wasn't as simple
fix.
as a jump.
Exactly. It wasn't
Yeah.
a temporary fix
Yeah.
that you could just take home and then figure it out later.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, Mobo, if that was something I shouldn't have told.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but we were all safe. Nobody got hurt. Nothing.
Mhm.
Luckily, it was late at night too, so there wasn't a lot of traffic that stopped us.
Yeah.
And yeah,
All right. So we can move on to the next thing,
Okay.
which is about your commentary. And we
Hi.
did talk about that in depth the last time you were here. But I figured since people like your commentary so much, I'd put on the Instagram, what's something you want Cap to say in his commentary voice? So, you know, you got the camera, you're about to commentate for
with the
Bobby.
glove, make sure I'm steady.
And let's see. Let me go to the Instagram
Which
right
I shared,
now.
by the way. So if you
Yes.
put it in, yours might get heard right now.
Let's see. So, why does somebody want you to say this?
Okay.
Okay, say that one. I don't know why.
Just word for word.
Yeah,
Okay.
go for it.
All right. His first day of kindergarten.
That's an odd one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me see. Next up, and I think that's one. I forget which announcer this is. It's
the
Matty
Tony
V.
home run,
It's
the
Matty
Tony home
V.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah. And first pitch crushing.
There you go. That's the next one. All right, let's see. Next up. I
God.
didn't see this one.
Oh, God.
Oh, this one's good. This one's amazing.
I think I may have to hold this just to
Okay.
actually read it. Okay. Kershey has been popping out as many times as he is fumbling the bag in women recently. Dude, what a what a comment, dude.
I love that one. That's the best one so far. Oh, I knew this one was coming. Here you go.
Okay. I think I can try this. And there's a deep drive into deep left by Castellanos, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
Check on your loved ones right now. Oh, man. Okay. This was another simple one that I was like, okay.
Up the middle.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, see, this one was basically the one you did. He wants you to do Tom Brennan's entire apology from the Castellanos game. But
I consider myself
a man of great faith.
a man of great faith. Okay. I consider myself a man of great faith. I humbly apologize to the people at Fox. I apologize for the man who signed my paychecks. And then I forgot. And then the Castellanos home run.
There's and then there's a drive to left field.
There's a drive to deep left field and Castellanos. That's kind of tough.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try that.
Try your best.
Words.
Wow.
I don't know how I did that.
And that's it. That's all
it.
they got to us. I posted it a couple of hours ago, so it's
Yeah,
not like there was a lot of time. But if you saw it, yours got in there.
Yep.
And now,
Especially that second one I read or that third one I read.
yeah, we'll talk about fantasy football now.
Yay.
You just got added to our fantasy football league this
Correct.
year. And what the process of getting in was like, we eliminated 3 people from our league this year.
Yeah, 3 people, yeah.
And you were kind of at the top of the list because I think out of everybody we added, you had proven to me you can play fantasy football. You pay enough attention because you were in another league the year before and you would talk to fantasy football with us. I was like, all right, he's invested. Like, I can tell if we add him, he'll take care of his team.
Oh, yeah.
So you're in now.
Yep.
And what, if any, are there any adjustments from the league you were playing in last year to this league that's different that you're like, oh, I got to adjust to how they play over here?
Oh, there's one big thing
Mm-hmm.
that separated my league last year from the one that I'm in this year.
Yeah.
The trash talking.
Oh, yeah?
The trash talking.
More?
It was almost non-existent in the other one.
Yeah.
Like, there were some words.
Okay,
said,
but who's
like
the leader in this league?
Kershey, Gabe, who also just got added, Jeff.
Really? I'm sorry, Javi's not in your top 3.
Oh, well, Javi doesn't say anything to me because he knows I'm respectful towards him.
Yeah. I don't trash talk in fantasy because at the end of the day, I'm just making a lineup. I have no control what they're going to do on the field. So I can talk all the trash I want, but then if they go out there and make me look like an idiot, that's why I don't do it. I just leave it be.
Exactly. And plus, it's my first full year in this league, so I'm just trying to make friends, not enemies.
Mm-hmm.
What's the word? You attract a bear with honey, not...
I don't know.
Something where you attract something with honey, but that's all I know.
I'm about to be 2-0. Yeah, I'm locking up my season with a 2-0 victory so far. I beat Allen week 1. I'm about to beat Gabe. You are about to go 0-2 or 1-1?
1-1.
1-1.
Don't you dare hit me with
my
that.
bad. I'm paying attention to my team.
That's fair. But I beat Kershey week 1.
Yeah.
Kind of a lucky.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't have. That's why I was confused.
I won week 1.
How much were you down by before Monday Night Football started?
I thought it was up.
Oh, were you up?
Josh Allen was his QB.
Kershey had Josh Allen and the Bills kicker, and all he had was Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
And Josh Allen did not perform, and you got lucky and escaped with a win.
I did, yeah. I got lucky. But week 2 was the opposite.
In an 89-82 victory.
Yep.
Neither of them should have won. In my years of playing fantasy, if you don't at least crack 100, that's like a dog shit week. So
okay. No, that's cool.
But honestly, in the last season and this season, it seems like that keeps happening to people more and more. Like, it seems like players are continuously just putting up like 3s and 0s, honestly. So I was like, man, neither of them deserved to win out of that game.
Had I played anybody else, I would have lost.
Both of you. If either of you played somebody else, you would have lost.
So shout out to Kershey.
And then the brutal L you took this week.
Yeah, by less than a point of a difference.
Yeah, I did the math as soon as Javi brought it up, and it was like 0.6 something. Yeah. So what were your emotions on Sunday?
I was happy up until the fourth quarter
of
the Patriots and Dolphins game.
Oh, so Sunday Night Football is what changed everything?
Yeah, because none of us had Monday Night Football games going on.
Yeah.
So it was literally down to Sunday. It was down to his running back on the Patriots,
Ramondre Stevenson,
and my wide receiver who put up one hell of a week 1 and not one hell of a week 2 with Kendrick's Bourne.
Yeah.
And so I had him, and I thought, okay, he may be able to repeat what he did last
You literally
week.
said to me, you're like, days before, you're like, hey, Kendrick Bourne, that's a sneaky pickup, right? Right? How do you feel now?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna blame him because he was targeted, I think, like 6 times, 9 times last night, and there was 2 passes where he could have had a chance to catch.
In our league, we do half PPR. So literally, if Kendrick Bourne would have just caught a 2-yard pass, you would have been guaranteed to be past him.
Oh, well, that is assuming that Stevenson didn't run anymore for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But I just needed that. At least like a healthy 10-yarder, just so like I wasn't worried about like another run.
Yeah.
But yeah, just one more catch. There was at least 2 targets where I feel like he could have had a chance, but one was definitely over his head, and one his defender just like swatted the ball out of like his area. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, a loss was gonna come sooner or later. Nobody ever goes in baseball. Nobody ever goes 162-0. So a loss was inevitable.
It was our league's first brutal loss of the year.
Yeah.
And it's not .10. I've lost by .10 before, and that sucks.
Jesus.
That's terrible. And in our league for the waiver wire, we do $100 fantasy money. Little did I know that I'd spend 3/4 of mine in 1 week, because here is my thought process.
Tell us.
I picked up Puka Williams, the running back from the Rams.
Jet Williams, yeah.
Joshua Kelly, Brock Purdy, Hayden Hurst.
Jesus.
And in our league, say I have Puka number 1, my number 1 priority, which means I'm spending the most money to get him, so he gets pushed to number 1. If I win that, then say my next guy is Joshua Kelly in my number 2 priority, then I'd have to hope that everyone else in the league, that nobody else has Joshua Kelly as their number 1 priority. Because in that case, I'd win Nukwa because he was my number 1 and I bet the most money. But if you were to put Kelly as your 1, then you have him higher priority, so he would have gone to you.
Yeah.
And that's how it works. So I bet 26, I think, on Nukwa, and then I bet like $1 less on everybody else, because I was like, if somebody outbids me on Nukwa, I better outbid the guy on my second priority.
Yeah.
Kershey didn't even put in a waiver wire at all, so there was no threat from him. What did you do?
Me neither. Yeah.
You didn't put in one?
There was, yeah. Well, technically I did, but this person's waiver wire wasn't until I think like on a Tuesday. No, not Tuesday.
So none of the guys
Thursday.
I went for, you put in a waiver for?
Exactly.
These are like the top ads of the week.
I know, but
And then Javi, so our league overspends. So they've trained my brain to, I got to outbid the overbidders.
Mhm.
And then Javi's like, yeah, I only put $10. And I'm like, I hate you, because last year you were not doing that. And so I ended up getting everybody.
There you go.
After being like, okay, I just got to be safe. I got to play it safe. Make sure I get the next guy if I don't get this guy. Little did I know, like, our entire league wasn't even working the wire.
Yeah, but at least you got Brock Purdy for free.
I did, because for some reason I originally put $11 on Brock Purdy and it didn't go through. I might have accidentally dropped the same person for a guy I got and then put the same guy for Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy never registered.
So I think that's what happened, and I needed him because Aaron Rodgers went down. And I was like, wait, why don't I have Brock Purdy? I got everybody but Brock Purdy. And then I go to the wire to see where he is, and he's right there. And in our league, when it's yellow, you have to wait a few days for your waiver to go through. When it's green, right away. And he was green. And I was looking right as they went through, so I was like, oh, get him. And I got him for free instead of spending money on him.
And the waiver comes around just a little after midnight.
It was like
Tuesday.
12. We were all in a party because we were all seeing if we were going to screw each other over. 12:40, I think, is when it went through, like a round. Because I said I was going to get off at 1, I think. And then, yeah, it went through. And I got everybody. But I actually don't feel that bad about it because I spent $76 fantasy, not real money, on 5 guys. So
not the fast food.
I'll take it. And I feel like I have the best depth in the entire league,
100%.
especially after Nukwa and Williams lived up to what they did in week 1. So I feel good. I've had people reaching out to me being like, yo, you got a lot of depth. Can we please trade? And I'm like, aw, don't you need help? Especially Alan.
No, yeah, you have, who do you have? Like Deebo Samuel?
Dude, I like weekly. I have to think about sitting Nukwa, Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin. Like Chris Godwin had a good game this week after having a bad game last. My bench was you week 1.
Nice.
Your bench went off. My bench went off this week.
I think my bench put up just under the same amount of points.
Yeah,
that
like
week 1 did.
Like I sat Kenneth Walker because I have Christian McCaffrey and Derrick Henry. Those are like you start them every week.
Yeah.
And then I was going to start Kenneth Walker, but then it was announced Austin Eckler wasn't going to start. So I'm like, oh, Joshua Kelly is going to have this entire backfield to himself. And he went off week 1 with Eckler. Without him, he put up 3.9.
Nice.
Yes. And then Kenneth Walker had 2 touchdowns. Nuqua went crazy. I sat Nuqua because he was questionable on Friday.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I was like, that's not a good sign. And then Williams, I just needed like one more test week. I'm like, are you gonna keep doing what you did week 1? And he did. So I think all of them kind of paid off, except Hayden Hurst. I'm just doing rotating tight ends at this point.
Yeah, who's your original tight end?
Pat Fairmouth, and
I
didn't even play him.
You dropped him.
I dropped him for Dalton Kincaid, and then I dropped him for Hayden Hurst.
Yeah.
So that's the only spot I'm really weak. But I mean, that's a spot I feel like if you don't have the top 2, you should play rotating tight end.
Yeah. By the way, that waiver wire, when you asked me, is like, who was that waiver wire that I mentioned earlier? It was Kadarius Toney.
Oh, Kadarius Stoney hands?
Yeah, I actually wanted to take a chance on him, and I forgot that I took out my waiver wire because I didn't want to put any money on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, probably no one's going to get him. And that's exactly what happened until past midnight happened, and I see Javier the Fresh Ones took Kadarius Hill. I'm like, that was the one guy I wanted. And I could have gotten him for free had I put maybe $1.
Yeah. Now, I got a bunch of plans coming up.
You do?
Right now, as this episode comes out, I'll be in Texas to see the Rangers with Tony Todd. So if you're listening and you haven't heard and you're out there in Texas, very last minute, and you want to try and find me, I'll be at a Rangers game. So there's your last little hint if you want to try and catch me. Then literally, when I land back from Texas on Sunday, going to Horror Nights with all of you guys.
Yes, sir.
I don't want to even know how tired I'm gonna be.
You're gonna be running on fumes.
Yeah, I want to get there at like 6. I land back here at like 11. I'll probably get back home at like 12:30. Like a good 3-hour power nap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Better than nothing, I'll tell you that.
The next day, Monday Night Raw, I'll be going with Shortsy.
Mm-hmm.
And let me get into this. Shortsy asked me today,
oh God,
Monday, pick me up? And I'm like, that makes no sense. Because he wants me to pick me up from his girlfriend's house, which I won't say where that is, but you know where it is.
Right, yeah.
And Raw's in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll put it in Google before I send anything to him, but I'm almost positive she's this way and Ontario's this way. And I put it in my phone and it makes a giant C. And
God.
I'm like, no. I'm like, what are you thinking? And he's like, well, I get off at 2. If I drive to you and then we go to Ontario, we'll be late. And I'm like, what? And then, yeah, so I immediately was like, dude, that drive makes no sense. I'm going to pick you up in the opposite direction, and why would I do that? And
I was originally going to, well, not originally, but we were in the talks of all 3 of us going, but then with the way my work is, like, I would have had to leave earlier, and that just would have been good for me. So, I mean, you guys are going. Plus, I've gone to a lot of live shows. I want you guys to enjoy this too.
Look.
That's not even funny.
Yeah. So
that's like a fish hook.
Yeah. And so I said to him, I sent that to him, and I said, complete opposite direction. Then he was like, he told me the work thing, what time he gets off and all that, we'll be late if he comes to me. And then I was like, all right, I'll meet you at the arena, blood.
I'll meet you at the arena. Oh,
and I put that because he does that all the time.
Where's Ontario nearby, by the way? Like, what cities?
Like Upland, Rancho, like that way.
You could have taken Gabe then.
Gabe doesn't mess with wrestling. And then he just sent me dots when I said I'll meet you at the arena. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to let you think about this one for a while. So I went to the gym, didn't text him back on purpose, and watch. He's going to be like, I watched the pod, so you ignored me on purpose? Yeah. To let you stew in the fact that it's the opposite direction.
So what's the plan then?
I said he never got back, or he never was like, okay, I'll send another text. So I said, fine, but you have to get my meal for that terrible drive.
Jesus, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then he says, this fella acts like 2 minutes from the exit is bad. And I'm like, okay, but it's still the other way.
Yeah.
And then I said 30 minutes from the opposite direction of the venue, buddy. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to Monday Night Raw.
There you go.
Then I feel like we need to get these soon, want to go to the Colorado UCLA game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just played a very brutal matchup against Colorado State.
Very fun game, by the way.
Very personal. And, dude, whoever hit Travis Hunter messed up. He's out for 3 weeks now. Totally laid his shoulder into his rib cage.
Targeting?
On a late hit. Yeah, targeting. So that was messed up. Very intense. And I actually just really want to see them play. So they do come here to UCLA. I wish it was USC, but no. USC goes to Colorado.
I'll do my best to buy some counterfeit merch. That'll get there quicker.
And then big New York trip.
Prime time.
Javi and I are for sure going. Javi and I have our plane tickets. We're very excited. And there's a possibility of you and Cowboy Jeff.
Ooh.
Cowboy Jeff says 80%. I've given you both deadlines of September 30th because we need an Airbnb, especially because New York passed a stupid Airbnb law, which I hope New Jersey also doesn't take effect. But yeah, so we need to get a place. And what do you think?
I'm not gonna tell you. I feel. I know how this one person says 50-50.
This guy, dude.
But as a
Mobo.
well, okay, well, if we're gonna out him just like that, yeah. Unless you censored his name. But
no, Mobo.
Okay, well, Mobo, yeah, Mobo does a lot of 50.
It's his favorite thing when you ask him to do things. Yeah, I'm 50-50. And then 50-50 is actually like 80-20. 80% he's not going, 20% he is.
I'm more like 30-70 going.
30
going.
Oh, so low.
Yeah, because obviously we're doing a lot of stuff beforehand too. We're going to the Colorado game. I'm going to Jeff's work to have some fun, and opening baseball cards, by the way. Doing that, and I think I'm going to a concert soon. I'm going to be taking my mom to a concert most likely, so I'm going to be doing a lot of spending there. If I end up canceling one of those things, I'll more than likely go to that.
All right, well, you got 11 days as we
exactly. I got 11 days, so it's in, when are you going again? November, right?
November 4th through the 7th.
Yeah.
And the plans are, these are the new plans, things I didn't get to do the first time I was in New York. Jets game, I'm excited for that. I wish Aaron Rodgers didn't get hurt.
What stadium is it?
MetLife.
Yeah.
I wish Aaron Rodgers was still playing, but that will not be the case. Would have been a lot more exciting game.
Would have been, yep.
Hey,
Zach Wilson's nice.
Ooh, Zach Wilson. I would love to go to the Joker stairs, the ones you see in the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix, where he's like, that's in New York.
Yeah, I haven't seen the movie, but nice.
The Akiway, the guy who throw it on the grill, sure. Don't forget the Bev, never. So I'd love to go have a sandwich made by him. Might give me a heart attack on the spot based on the sandwiches that guy makes.
But make sure you order the Akiway.
Yes, the Akiway. And then Sally Slices.
That's a question.
He's also big in the TikTok game, and I found this out right before we hit record because Cap told me he's actually not in New York. He's mainly like 2 hours into New Jersey.
Yeah, by subway.
And I was like, oh, well, damn.
Because I was interested in going to his spot too.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it. I was like, oh, it's not in New York.
Yeah, so it's not like a thing you can do in New York. Like, he does get tourists, but like I'm sure they have to like change up their plans to go all the way to where his pizza place
Unless
is.
They specifically go just to see him.
It'd be a very weird reason.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Want a corner or a side?
Oh, what I know, but he prefers one. It's corners, right? He's big on corners. Yeah. And then right here, Union Station. I went there the first time, so did you.
Yep.
But I didn't find out till we left that there's a spot in Union Station where if one person's in one corner of the place and the other's in the other, if you literally just go like, hello, they'll hear it clear as day, like you're right next to them. So I want to go back to do that. Cat's Deli, we both missed out on when we were.
I didn't even know till you before we recorded when you told me.
Yeah, because when we were there, the Angels were playing one more game against the Mets. So the Angel fans, me, Cap, Mobo, Sweater, and Fireball were like, okay, we're all going to go. We don't think any of you guys want to go because you don't care about the Angels.
Exactly, yeah.
And we all went. And when we all went to that, they all went to Cat's Deli. And they always talk about it. Benny especially,
Benny.
Bobby. They say it's like the best thing ever. And I'm like, okay, well, when I go back, I got to try it because all of you went and you all praise it.
Benny, because I told Benny I was going to New York, and I told him that. So like, oh, are you going to Cats? I told him no. He's like, why not? I was like, dude, I heard that play's like terrible.
What?
Like the play Cats.
Oh.
Or it was expensive. I forgot what reason I gave him.
The Broadway play.
The Broadway play. Exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not what I'm talking about. I was like, what are you talking about? You didn't go to Cats with us? I don't know what that is. Like, it's a deli spot. I was like, no, I didn't go with you then.
Yeah, because that whole day we did New York just Angels fans, basically. We went to the game. We went to the Empire State Building without them.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
We went to Union Station without them. The Chrysler Building, which we thought was the Empire State Building.
The guy at the bench is like, what are you guys here for? He's like,
to go to the top.
Yeah, he's like, what are you guys looking for?
And he's like, you can't go up there. And I'm like, why? It's the Empire State Building. He's like, this is the Chrysler Building. And I'm like, oh.
Whoops.
Because we were just doing it based off, all right, look up. That looks like it. And then, yeah, wasn't it? And then,
funny, though.
Cannoli, done the right way. I cannot wait. Because that's where I fell in love with cannolis. And that's where they're the best, is in New York. The best. And then possible Mets-Yankees tour. It's off season. I'm sure it'll be easier to not deal with the stress of the game having to be played later. And then bridge views.
I wouldn't know.
Bridge views. Javi really wants to do that, and honestly, I do too.
Okay,
I didn't go to the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan. I didn't go to any of them.
Reminds you, I didn't do that either.
Yeah, so
both times.
That's something I really want to go do. And then there's like repeat things that I did the first time that I wouldn't mind doing again. Statue of Liberty was cool. Empire State Building. Central Park can fit in both, like a new thing and a repeat thing, because I did go to Central Park, but like barely, because Sweater was about to like throw up. He was not feeling good. So we had to get back, and we only went through like one street from like one side of Central Park to the other this way, not this way. So we barely saw it. We saw the big lake. I don't know how many there are. I assume there's just one giant one.
Yeah, probably.
But we saw that. So that's what I want to do in New York if that happens. I mean, like I said, me and Javier for sure. We already have our plane tickets, and we're hoping you and Jeff can go. I'm just a more the merrier kind of guy. Javi's just a I want cheaper kind of guy.
Not gonna lie though, if Jeff ends up confirming, that'll boost my odds just because I want it to be a guy's trip.
Yeah, I mean it already is with me and Javi.
No, it is.
Yeah.
But I feel like with more people, like
just be honest, bro. Cap loves Jeff, bro.
He's cool. He's all right.
His fantasy team profile picture is literally Cowboy Jeff.
Yeah, but it's a meme picture.
Yeah, it is a meme photo of Cowboy Jeff, but it's Cowboy Jeff regardless.
Cowboy Jeff. No, but because if you remember our Vegas plans?
Yeah.
And that went literally
Cowboy Jeff wanted to go to Vegas because the Packers are playing the Raiders in Vegas. But then all he had to say, because I don't really care for the Vegas aspect of Vegas.
Vegas is.
I don't really care for gambling. I don't care about that. I really don't. I love sports though, and going to see new stadiums and new experiences with sports.
Understandable.
And then when Cowboy Jeff said the cheapest ticket at that game was $400.
$450.
Oh, my bad. And then one of you said recently they went up. So.
Well, that was on SeatGeek. On TickPick, it was still like $4 something.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of the football game. I just wanted to go for the opposite reasons that you wanted to go to.
Yeah, everyone knows.
Yeah, and then the people that wanted to go started dropping by flies.
Yeah, that kind of happened with the New York trip. Because, listen, this generation, I don't know if it's just the kids we know, but when we plan big things like this, obviously we're not all well off enough to where we can just pay for everybody. So it's like, hey, we need you to pay us back. Like, I can cover it to pay so we're good to go, but pay me back, you know?
Right.
And then constant reminders. It's always, hey, can you pay me back?
Is it always the same three that we're thinking
Kershey,
about?
Gabe, and Javi.
Okay, cool.
So Art recently implemented this rule. You want to go? Send it to me now. And I'm like, you know what? I'm doing that, Art, because we've had too many times, because you don't want to be like a dick. So the constant like, hey, can you pay me back? So me and Art have come to that idea that it's just better off if you really want to go, send me the money and I'll buy it. And then I'm like, okay, we're good. So I told Javi, I'm like, hey, let's go out to eat. And then so we can talk and not do it impulsively. And so we sat down and I'm like, if you send me a Venmo right now for the plane ticket, I will buy them right now in front of you. And he immediately takes out his phone and he goes, and then I get the notification and I'm like, okay.
Oh, he's serious about this.
Yeah.
That I love because I know you have a very lengthy history of those three not paying you back.
Yeah, and it's not just them. Recently, it's been them.
Recently,
I've dealt with a lot of people, honestly, who it feels like you become the annoying one when you have to keep asking. But it's like, you owe me hundreds of dollars for this big thing we're doing. And it's like, bro, pay me back.
So yeah, I know about your history with that, and like, you know that I hate having outstanding debt.
Oh yeah, Cap's one of the best at it. Cap pays you back instantly. Like, he's like, how much do I owe you? Yeah? Okay. And he pays you, like, immediately.
Yeah, because I, like, my dad's instilled it in me where, like, if you have debt to people, pay that back first. And
Yeah.
like,
honestly, it's the word I think that I can use is disrespectful.
Yeah.
The longer it goes and the more you have to ask, the more they look disrespectful.
yeah, so I'm glad at least it sucks that you have to instill that rule to them.
Yeah, it's like, I want you to go, but, like, we're doing this rule now, and it shows me how much you actually want to go. So as soon as I got it, I was like, okay, and I got the flights like 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
So now we're good.
That's good. Javi, you owe me $10, by the way.
And then before you and Jeff,
Right.
we got yeses from Art,
Oh yeah.
Jasmine, and Chartreuse,
Chartreuse, yeah.
and we're like, all right, we're gonna have this big trip to New York with everybody. And then all in the span of about 2 hours.
Oh, I didn't know it was that quick. I remember you told me. I didn't. Think
It was that quick. Like a week had gone by since they all said yes, and then we're like, okay, are you guys going? Because we need to factor in Airbnb hotel, like how many guests we're gonna have. And then they're like, okay, let me find out. Jasmine was the first. She was like, actually, no. And then I was like, aw, damn. Then Chartreuse, like minutes later, yeah, me too. And I was like, damn.
2 for 2.
And then Art was like, or I asked him, I was like, did you ask your work? And he's like, somebody already has the day we're leaving. And I'm like, screw that guy. Just go in there and be like, I want it too. And then he's like, okay, I won't tell you no yet. Let me try and work some strings. Probably like 30 minutes later, he's like, yeah, it's not going to work. And I'm like, damn. It's like that TikTok sound. Damn. Damn. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. And now, because they came off very like, yes, like right away. You and Jeff haven't. You've been like that, like, we'll see.
Yeah, it hasn't been a definitive yes, and it also hasn't been a definitive no.
Yeah.
So we're still lingering, but, you know,
Yeah.
signs point to yes.
Yeah.
Signs point
We'll see with Jeff. Like I said, Jeff says 80%, and I know Javi's crossing his fingers so much because every Airbnb that we look at, if we factor in a third person, it drops the individual price that everybody owes $70.
Yeah.
So that's a big drop.
And then if 4 people go,
oh, I don't know how much it goes down, but it will be.
I forgot what you told me, but yeah,
it'll be a significant drop. Yeah. All right. So you and Cowboy Jeff, you came off right away as like a we'll see kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were very hot, like right away, like, yeah, let's go. And then made me and Javi like, yeah, we're going to do it. But yeah, at least you guys came off right away like, it could happen.
It could. Because then again, I also went earlier this year.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, Cap's gonna say no. He literally just went.
I went June, July.
Yeah.
So, and plus, if I do go, I don't most likely not bringing Papa Cap because I'm sure he would like to go again. But
yeah,
probably not.
He'd probably be like, we just went.
I know exactly. So probably not. Plus, bleh, but it's on a weekend, so maybe it'll.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what he's feeling.
All right. So that is it. Thank you for filling in for Mobo. Mobo will be back next week.
Pinky promise?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. He should. Unless he comes up with something, but he'll be home for a full week by then, so he should be good to go.
And we can hear his stories.
From, I mean, that's probably going to be most of the podcast. Tell me about Monaco. Did you do stunt jumps in Monaco? Because that's what I was telling everybody while you were gone. So I don't want to lie to them.
Did you do open wheel races over
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, because that's all he said was over there was gambling and cars.
My world and his world. Look at that.
Yeah, literally. And so, yeah, audio for the Out the Field podcast goes on Spotify at 2 p.m. every Thursday. Video goes up on YouTube 2 p.m. every Friday. Once again, thank you for joining me, Cap.
Thank you so much, sir.
And
Appreciate
now,
it. Hope you guys enjoyed
Captain
me
America
coming through.
will do the death chip. Bye, everybody.
Oh, damn.